Y'all really let the guy that does all this talking get his own podcast? Get it together, man. Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, everybody? It's Big Mahl. I'm here. I'm well. I'm alive. I'm feeling good. And I not only say that because obviously God is good, but man, we had a hurricane come through, man. It came through Florida and it came up through southeast Georgia. And man, it was supposed to be a big thing at first. I thought that at one point we were gonna have to evacuate, but let me tell y'all something, man. First off, I hope y'all have been good. I hope y'all have been safe. I hope y'all have been just eating right, drinking right, staying consistent with your goals and doing your thing, and just, staying blessed and praying and talking to God and just doing the right things, man. Like I always say, hope y'all have been just outstanding individuals. But yeah, I hope y'all are okay. If you are in Florida or in Georgia or in the Carolinas, just anywhere near the hurricane's path, I hope you guys are okay, because it did get rough in certain parts of Florida. And then also, man, even aside from like the damaging winds and what it's done to cars and houses, it's that people losing power and going without power for 24 hours, man. That's a long time. People have kids, people have, food and things of that nature, man. And it's just so hot to have to go without power and to go without, air and all of that, man. But God is definitely good. God is definitely good. And I just wanted to hop on here and talk about that real quick. I just want to say, man, in the events of a hurricane, I feel like we should always prep for scenarios and things that will cause us to have to evacuate and cause us to have to spend money where we didn't even think that we would have to. I spent the earlier part of this year just trying to set money aside and prepping for possible situations like this. Now, we didn't have to evacuate, thankfully, but I prepped for this, and not only financially but mentally and emotionally, because I am the man of my house, and I am, well, me and my wife, we both lead this family, but as the man of the house, my heroic my heroic efforts, and I say that in a very respectful way, not an egotistical way, but just that being a man, we have to just men have to lead by example for our families and our spouses and our kids, and just we have to be stoic in a way, or we should be. And I try not to get too flustered with this whole hurricane situation. Now, I want to tell you guys that we should always be aware of what's going on in the world, whether it's political, the weather, potential epidemics, and all of these things. But I always say, don't be mind controlled by the media, and don't get psyched out about, what you see. I feel like we should always tap in with God, and we should always just pray. We should always pray about, things like that. And with that being said, that's what I did for this hurricane. I definitely prayed, and I definitely just took my time out and made sure that me and my family, we got everything that we needed. Batteries, flashlights, candles, canned goods, and, water, ice, all of those things. And just things that we could put on the grill if we needed to. So, yeah, we were definitely prepared. And then I also told myself, like, hey, man, don't get too scared. Don't get too flustered. It's going to be okay. And something told me, I don't even want to say something, I feel like it was God. It was like that Holy Spirit told me, like, y'all going to be all right. Y'all going to be all right. So I was prepared. But I wasn't too concerned with us having to evacuate and things like that. And we made it. Our power went out for maybe 20 minutes that entire time. And even then, it's like, what are you going to do? Get mad? There's nothing you can do about it, unless you have a backup, generator or something. But other than that, man, you just have to just weather the storm. And sometimes in life, we don't weather the storm. When things happen, we get flustered, we get so upset, and we react in ways that aren't good for our mental health and our emotional health and for the people around us. And, we start acting out in ways that are uncharacteristic. And it doesn't help us. It doesn't help the situation. And, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And we can't overreact to the things that we have no control over. We just have to just pray for strength, pray for, reassurance, and pray for the situation to just get better. Unfortunately, there were people that did go without power for, the entire day and into the next day, just like I said, 24 hours. And that is a very, very, very long time. And then you had some people that were joking about, oh man, this little weak storm, this week, we didn't have to miss work for this. All those kids could have stayed in school and all. And to be honest with you, I got I don't even want to say a little annoyed. I got very annoyed to the point where I had to stay off of social media for just a while, because I got so irritated with what I was seeing. People complained more than they were grateful for the simple fact that they didn't lose their house. They didn't lose their car. They didn't have a lot of debris from the wind to pick up out of their yard. And if they did go without power, they didn't go without power long, if that. I know some people that didn't lose power at all. There was nothing. Some people said they slept through it, but they were just, this storm was so weak. We should be grateful that this storm, this hurricane was quote unquote weak. We were inside of it. We weren't outside of the cone. We were inside of it. And we didn't have to evacuate. There wasn't any state of emergency. We just had to keep our eye on the news. We had to just be aware. And we got, as like myself, parents. There were some parents complaining about, why these kids got to have another day off and all that. And it's like, come on, guys. We should be thankful that our kids, first off, we're safe. Second off, we should be grateful that our kids are home with us, inside of our homes, safe and sound. I enjoy my daughter being home. Yeah, I want her to be in school when she's supposed to be in school, because I want her to learn and I want her to continue to develop her brain and, make connections with her teacher and her friends and just do good in school and grow. Of course, every parent should want that for their child or their children. But in the event something like this happens, I want my child home. If the storm, if the hurricane, whatever it is, if it wasn't that bad as we initially thought, then, oh well, I'm going to be grateful for that. I'm not going to complain. When you think about evacuating, you have to make sure that you lock your house up. You have to make sure that you might want to take some things that are very valuable to you, because you don't know what you may return back to when you come home. And then you have to make sure you have gas. And you have to have the funds to hop on that road and to go somewhere safe, somewhere where there's shelter. You can't just hop on a whim. And then some people have to. Some people are forced to evacuate where they don't really have money. They're not sure where they're going to go. And then there's traffic. And then there's people being impatient and driving crazy. And everyone's acting irrational. And it's so much. So much that you have to deal with when you have to evacuate and you have to leave your home. And you may have plants. You may have animals. You could have an infant that needs attention and needs milk or you have a lot of kids and you have to deal with different personalities and stopping to go to the bathroom. Man, like I said, it's so much. And we had to evacuate in 2016 for Hurricane Matthew. And at the time, my daughter was like a couple of months old. And she would not sit in the back seat by herself. She did not like sitting in that back seat, in that car seat by herself. And she would just cry and cry and cry. And I remember me and my wife had to we had to take turns sitting in the back seat and driving and making sure that she was being attended to and also being entertained and just having one of us back there so she wouldn't be scared and she wouldn't be afraid and she would be okay. And dealing with traffic, and then you have to if you go to a hotel, you have to find a hotel, or if you have relatives that are out of the hurricane's path that you can go to, you have to deal with, just sleeping somewhere that's not your home. If it is a relative or not, still, it's not your bed, it's not your home, it's not what you're used to, so you're not as comfortable. It's an adjustment for whatever time being that you're going to be there. And when you take account of all of those things and then you come back and you're out of work and you got bills that will continue to come. Those things are just, it's so mind-boggling. And when you think about places that got hit directly, and people lose their homes. Like I said, they lose their cars. People lose lives. And you have to, FEMA has to get involved and then you have to, ask for donations. And no one wants to feel like a charity case. But in the event that those things happen, it's great that there are organizations that will help, provide food, that will provide shelter, provide the funds, because now there's a cleanup. You have to clean up and businesses have to be rebuilt and homes have to be rebuilt. You got to think about all of those things that people go through, the memories. You can grow up in a house your entire childhood and that house can be wiped away from a hurricane, from a tornado, and all of those memories are gone. You can't walk into that home anymore and get that nostalgic feeling. You can't sit in that home and just reminisce on all the good times, all the bad times, and just feel that energy. That's sad. That would be devastating to me. Definitely. Or just a home that you just purchased and you worked so hard for, and you put in all this time, all this money, this effort, the sleepless nights, and has got to be very frustrating. Those things can be replaced, honestly, with time, but lives can't be replaced, and just that internal feeling. You don't want to revisit that feeling, but you will, and it'll stick with you for a long time that you went through that. And we're complaining about lights. We're complaining about our kids not being in school. You know what I'm saying? We're complaining about the storm being weak. Like, come on, man. Come on. Like, I was definitely in shock. I was in shock in seeing the amount of people that were complaining about the silliest things. Like I said, now granted, after 24 hours, yes, I will be frustrated that we don't have power. Of course. But you got to take account of how many people are without power. And, I remember Hurricane Matthew coming and so many people being without power. And there were trucks coming from Florida, power trucks that I'm mentioning, coming from Alabama and just coming to assist with all the people that didn't have power. So when you think about the people here that don't have power and the people in Florida that don't have power, and you have to just take account of, there's so many people, and everyone needs their power on. Everyone needs help. How many trucks do you think, how many people do you think can help at once? And it sucks. Don't get me wrong. I know it sucks, but you just have to bear with it. You have to bear with it and just pray and just try to, weather, like I said, weather that storm. Because there's really nothing that you can do about it. You can fuss, you can complain, and you can get on Facebook and you can say, well, I want a discount on my bill, and it doesn't make any sense. My power should have been on. It came on and then it went back off. And you have a right to complain. You have a right to say whatever you feel. But you also should use better judgment and take accountability for your lack of understanding about the situation. How many people are of need. So, use this experience to be grateful for the times where, that you had light, that you had AC, that you had heat. Those are the things that we take for granted. We don't think about, we don't really think about our power going off for that long. You can think about your power going off because a transformer blew up or someone hit a pole and your power was out for like an hour or two. And you can deal with that. But, we don't take account for the power being off for 24 hours. When you think about it, after it being even gone off for an hour and it comes back on, and you had that sense of relief and you had that, thank you moment. And in that moment, you're so thankful and incredibly grateful for, your power being back on, and you have your Wi-Fi, you have your TV back on, and the fans. All this is great. But we don't even realize that we take those things for granted whenever we don't have those problems, and we forget how it feels, or we don't know how it feels. So we take those things for granted. We're not, we're not thankful for having power, consistently. We complain about the bill being high, but we don't, we're not thankful for having working power, working heat, working air, and then when we don't have it, we realize how important it is. Our refrigerator is working and functioning, and our meat is in the freezer, and our drinks are cool. And man, I could go on and on and on about why we should be grateful and the things that we should be grateful for. And that's why I hopped on here today to say we got to be grateful. And our kids, hopefully, your kids love school. They love to be around their friends. They love to learn, and they love to do things and see that they're getting it right, and knowing that they're feeling like they're capable and smart enough to survive whatever grade that they're in and all of that. But kids love if they have an environment in their home where there's love there, and there's support and respect, and there's just positivity and good laughs and good times in their home, they want to be home. And they love being home. So any extra time that they can be home, I'm pretty sure that they would choose to be home instead of school. And, teachers have a lot to do. Their work plans and all these things, they get disrupted when you're out of school, and that's a routine Monday through Friday. And when that routine gets disrupted, now they're thrown off, and the principal's thrown off, and everything comes at a halt, and then they have to regroup and get it back together once they're clear to open the schools back up and resume classes. And that may take a day or two. So let's not complain. Spend time with the kids. Play board games if the power is out. Or just play video games. Or, watch a movie. Draw, color, do karaoke, dance. Spend time with your kids instead of complaining that they're not in school just because you want a break or you're used to sleeping in because they would have been in school at a certain time. These kids they're not going to be kids forever. And I'm not speaking from experience, obviously, because I only have one child and she's 7. So she is definitely still a child. But it doesn't last forever. Our kids are going to grow up and they're going to become adults. And all we will have were the memories. So do you want to look back at the memories of them being little children and saying, I wish I would have took the time out to spend more time with them instead of complaining that they weren't in school because of excessive breaks or because of precautionary measures of a potential hurricane? And it's just, we gotta reassess that. Definitely. We definitely gotta reassess that. Because, like I said, we don't have too long with our kids being kids. It goes by fast because it seems like yesterday my daughter was 1 year old and now she's 7, just that quick. She's in the 2nd grade, just that quick. We gotta do better. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Be grateful. Be happy. Our jobs, we can go back to our jobs. Be happy that schools didn't receive any damage. Be thankful that our homes didn't receive any damage. Our vehicles, our method of transportation are still intact. Be thankful. Be grateful that you were prepared, that you had that financial means to be prepared, and we didn't have to go anywhere. But who am I, man? I'm just the guy with the podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's Big Mahl, man. Y'all got to be blessed and you got to be more grateful, man. Stop the complaining all the time. Stop it. Be thankful. Be grateful. God is good and God kept us and watched over us. And there were people that didn't have quite the same experience that some of us did. We could be in their shoes. So be humble. And pray for those that aren't as fortunate as us, that are still reeling from the effects of this hurricane, that are still reeling for trying to just get their lives together, get their mental capacity together, their emotions together. And now they got to regroup. Now they got to figure things out, man. Be grateful. And if you can donate to an organization, donate, man. Help out. Do something. And if you can't do nothing financially, send the prayers up. Those are free. You can do those any time of the day. Big Marley B, I'm about to head out, man. It's Friday. It's a quiet day. I'm home alone. The wife is at work. The daughter is at school. I'm just in here chilling, doing laundry, and just having quiet time. And just sitting with myself and talking to God and just being present, being grateful, as you all should be, as I should be. Make sure y'all stay hydrated. Make sure y'all do the right thing. Make sure y'all be blessed, be genuine, go after those goals. And don't forget that even in the event of you chasing a goal, don't lose sight of the present moment. Enjoy the process of you chasing that goal. Enjoy it, because the victory will be much sweeter. Knowing that you were present the whole time, and knowing that you endured the process of ups and downs and confusion and anger and fear and all those good things, man. But hey, man, I'm done talking y'all head off. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Hope it's a great weekend. And practice being grateful this weekend. Practice being grateful, please. Please, please do. And pray for the ones that are in Florida right now that have lost homes and have lost cars and things of that nature, man. Pray, 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 pray. God loves you. I love you. You should love you. And if you don't, work on that. Big Molly B getting it together. I'll holler at y'all. Oh, and one more thing, man. Shouts out to my wife. Y'all need to follow her on TikTok. Follow her on TikTok. Follow her on Twitch as well. And she's at even Facebook because she posted a video on Facebook, Snapchat. It's Hey Butler, but on Twitch and on TikTok, it is Soul Fire. She is an up-and-coming streamer, and she's just doing Fortnite. But I'll tell you this, the girl is a beast. I get on there and I play with her, and she definitely shows me up because I'm not that good at Fortnite. But I guess you can say I'm decent at Fortnite. But yeah, she's definitely going crazy. Soul _ fire 02 is her name on Twitch, and Soul Fire on TikTok. So y'all follow her. I'll give wifey a follow and check her out on them video games, especially if you're a video game person. You know, she has videos of her getting wins and getting kills, and she has blooper videos, I like to call them, of her breaking her ankles and you know, killing herself by accident, of course. So, yeah, man. Y'all do that, man. So, holla at your boy, man. Peace.